Hey there, how's it going? January 22nd, 2025. Thought I'd make a little video today just to capture what I think I'm going to do to stay in shape while I'm a little bit disabled here. Obviously, there's nothing I can do about the bicep. That I know I'm going to lose if I haven't lost it already, but I also know I stand a pretty good chance of getting all of my previous gains and fitness back that way, but I don't want everything else around it to go to hell in a handbasket. So I'm gonna go over a little routine I'm gonna try to do. Clearly I can't do anything. We're just a little over a week post-op. I clearly am still not authorized to do any pushing, pulling, straining. I believe the quote in the literature from the doctor was, do not lift anything heavier than a cup of coffee with my right arm. So very limiting. But because with this, especially with this new brace, I am able to move, it opens up a few horizons. So one of the things that I thought of doing to start off with is to try to keep the muscles working. Now I know there's no resistance involved in this, but mind muscle connection, I want to make sure that I really focus on contracting the muscles as much as possible. Even though I'm not fighting against resistance, I can at least use gravity to my advantage and keep those mind muscle connections working. So first thing is going to be a chest fly. Lying flat on the bench, pinning your shoulders back. Obviously this arm stays at a right angle. I'm gonna match it with the other side so nothing's weird and imbalanced. But the nice thing about this is gravity is just great. This is really good for my shoulder mobility as well, making sure that that stays good. You know, this is causing me no problems practicing different inversions of my arms. But I'm just gonna squeeze until my hands come together, really concentrating on flexing, going into that deep stretch. Flexing. So the idea being that no weight, high reps. So 25 of those. Next thing is going to be a side lateral, whether you do it from the seated position, since I'm already here, or I stand up, it really doesn't matter. But this is going to feel a lot like an old school bodybuilder sort of side lateral, where the arms would stay bent in front of you a little bit and you'd have dumbbells in your hands, lifting them out to your side. So it's a move that I'm very familiar with, just I don't have that kind of resistance. Again, so it's gonna have to be high volume. So 25 of these, and I don't wanna come all the way down where it's completely relaxed, nor do I wanna go up so high that my traps kick in and do all the work there. I wanna try to keep this in my shoulder, my medial delt. So I'm just gonna be raising to horizontal and really squeezing, almost like thinking I'm trying to drive out as opposed to up. Lower down most of the way and squeeze. Squeeze. So 25 of those. Next thing, gonna get some legs involved. So I can't use my right arm, but nobody said I can't use my left. So we're gonna do alternating kettlebell lunges. Now that my ankle's feeling much better, I've been authorized to go ahead by the doc to start doing some mobility work on that ankle anyway. So this is helping me slowly stretch that out. So we're gonna do 25 of those alternating, and it's 1, 1, 2, 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Next thing we're gonna move on to is gonna be some calf raises. Wanna make sure I get those lower legs as well. It's always been my bane, plus I need to work on the mobility, stretching my calves. So just using a block and body weight, using my left arm for balance. I'm really just gonna slowly work on helping that mobility, allowing that sore ankle to stretch, get some tension there using gravity, and then rising up on my toes as high as possible for a good flex. Again, not bearing any weight, but still the weight of my body. So we're gonna do 25 of those. Next thing we're gonna do for the calf raises, I wanna try to work my back a little bit. Can't hold weight, at least I can in this hand, but I don't wanna create too much of an imbalance. Still, I can go through the motions. Bend over at the waist, bend knees, sit back, keeping those arms bent, and really work on imagining you're trying to drive the elbows and touch them together behind you. Drive up for a hard squeeze, come down for a stretch, extend those shoulders forward, pull the shoulders back, squeeze that way. 25 of those. And then the last thing, gonna get a little core work in here, a little static hold. We're gonna do a plank. Normally it'd be elbows down. I'm a little leery of leaning on this elbow yet, especially with the brace. It kind of stands proud beyond, so I think it might cause a problem, might cause a strain. So I'm just gonna do a tripod. One arm, 2 feet. So we're gonna drop down, go from hand to elbow, spread the feet a little wider for a good base, pop up, try to stay nice and square. Just hold that for a minute. So that's 6 exercises, and then I'm just gonna do multiple rotations of that. So if I do 4 rotations of all of those exercises, then we'll have gotten 100 repetitions of each one, 4 minutes of a plank. So for anybody that likes to have things written down, that's what it looks like. Thanks for checking it out.